Hello everyone and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a dishwasher sex icon, and I'm back today with yet another episode of Call of Cthulhu Doors to Darkness. We've got a full cast and crew with us, so let's go around, let's figure out who we are and who will be playing tonight. And let's start below me with Mr. Redundant UK. Tom, how you doing, my friend?
I'm not ready. I'm setting up the character on the new thing.
He's not ready. Good. I don't like my players to be prepared.
So, I was a little late. Coming here. Been a lot of things happening, but I'm here. I'm excited to get into this and enjoy and go insane.
Indeed.
So yeah, I can't wait. So I'm going to get back to sorting out this character, and a very thank you to my girlfriend Celine for allowing me to be here today as well. She's waiting downstairs. She came all the way from the Netherlands, and she's letting me do this for 3 hours. So thank you so much to her.
God bless Celine. Thank you. We also have Mr. Grimjack2 on 502 back with us tonight. Greg, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing well, buddy. This is where it's at. It is Wednesday. It is 1 to 4 Eastern, and it is time to go crazy and hopefully watch everybody do it before the person I will be playing, Father Carmine. Father Carmine joined the adventure a little late, right around the same time that Redundant's Travis joined, but he is here to avenge his boys. And let's see if he can get it done.
Great stuff. And we also have Lindy back with us tonight. Lindy, how are you doing?
Oh, it feels so good to be old again, Will. I missed being here last week so very, very much that I knitted basically the whole day while visiting with family. That's how much I wanted to be here. I acted older than the 92-year-olds I was hanging out with. But yeah, I'm Lindy. I'm going to be playing Mildred Crabapple. Apparently she has another son now. I've heard something. She doesn't remember very much, I don't think. Takes a lot out of you, you know, the whole childbirth thing, especially at 86. It's an ordeal. So she probably has been sleeping it off. Yeah.
It's a medical marvel.
It really is.
The doctors are very confused. But we also have Mr. Donovan Fry back with us tonight. Greg. Don, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm awesome. We missed Mildred last week. Probably would have been real useful with the situations we found ourselves in, but I had a blast last week, have a blast every week. Ready to play Luis Delgado, and he's trying to keep it together. It's getting harder.
And last but not least, speaking of keeping it together, actually, we have Mr. Pruitt with us tonight. Pruitt, how you doing?
Yes, as we all know, Will, the end is nigh. Judgment shall come for us all. The blood will rise to the height of the reins of horses in the streets. No one will escape. So let's see how quickly we can get to that. I can't wait to get to Seth Penhollow. I am also currently maybe I shouldn't remake his character because he's probably just going to go crazy and kill himself today. Who knows? But we'll see. That's why we play this game, right?
Exactly. So insanity is the goal. I'm sure that can be achieved today based on last week's events, which I'll get into in just a few moments' time. Of course, before we do, I'll remind you guys that we are sponsored by Fantasy Grounds. Go to fantasygrounds.com. We've got a huge Steam summer sale on at the moment, so be sure to check that out for all of their licenses. I think it's like 30% off at the moment on everything. Also go to whalinggames.co.uk for your D&D minis and maps, books, and everything. They got bags and swag over there. Add up to 20% off, so definitely check that out. Of course, you guys can interact with today's show as well while we're live streaming. If you haven't followed yet, also I'm sponsored by, what are they called? Home hardware stores. Definitely buy their dishwashers. Use coupon code Encounter Roleplay for 2% off all dishwasher tablets. They have to be sold individually for you to get them, and they may not be aware of the discount going on, so just double check with them when you get there. But of course, if you haven't retweeted this tweet as well, 20 retweets is another viewer decision for you guys to screw up the party. And of course, you can donate to affect the game as well by giving players net 1s, net 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. Disclaimer, we may not be sponsored by home hardware stores. All discounts may not be real. So also, we had things that happened last week as well on the show, which Lindy, I believe, has been catching up on this morning during some stress knitting. So the party,
screamed at my monitor for about 2 hours.
Yeah, it's standard Wednesday morning. the party found themselves investigating Dr. Berger's asylum and going down into his offices, along with one Agent Gumble, an FBI agent of incredible and yet questionable fidelity. Together with them, they found basically a paranoia wall of a bunch of different clues with threads leading together to one another, which has led them to make a few connections that they hadn't yet made. Secondly, they also found that there was a painting, and this painting seemed to move. It was of an underwater temple. They jumped through one by one after Travis was convinced, being the last one left behind by one Mr. Martin Poole, that if he did go through, that his friend Larry Croswell would not be harmed in any way. Neither would the party. Turns out that was a barefaced lie. Poole is known to be a bastard at the best of times. But nonetheless, he went through, and together they witnessed the ceremony and birth of a new child from Mildred Crabapple being drawn forth into a jar by Martin Poole. And the child, Yog-Sothoth, has been birthed. And they now know that it is only a matter of time, 10 days, they believe, before the end of the world as we know it, as mankind has sinned. And the plagues of Egypt seem to be raining down upon them. Waters turned into blood. Giant mutated frogs are now walking the earth on the second day, and worse is to come. They managed to escape from this dream as the Yog-Sothoth was born, and they returned, birthing themselves back into the pools below. Gumball found them there and quickly rolled up the staircase to escape. But the party have decided on a couple of things. They want to go and meet with Prospero, the information broker whom they don't trust, but they believe knows the location of Sloane, who has the Necronomicon, which may be one of the only weapons to be used against the Symphony at this point, who are at the height of their power. They also have had an insight, Father Carmine had an insight, into Morris, who is at the school for kids that Father Carmine runs in... Goodness, what's the name of that place?
Baltimore.
That's the one, yeah. But they went to visit Prospero back down in Arkham, and they've just walked in ready for a fight with Prospero, who has been suggesting that he has information regarding Luis Delgado. He's been making some pretty obvious threats towards him about this, and they are in the middle of a conversation with Prospero. He has offered that he will open up a door, if you will, to find Sloane. However, he will need a sacrifice in order to do this. Either one powerful magic user, such as Morris, who's at Baltimore, or 10 humans will need to be killed and sacrificed to Prospero in order to get to Sloane. The party are currently in a debate as to exactly which way they should go. So we're going to pick up just there. And apparently we've already hit a viewer decision on the retweets. So I will hand out a... Oh, okay. So this is a fun one. I want you guys... we've got water into blood. We've got frogs. We've got the plagues of Egypt coming down upon Earth. What new plague hits Earth? What new plague hits Earth? That's going to be fun. So, but let's dive into the scene. You are standing across from Prospero. He's seated at his table with his white mask on, and he has offered to you that he will open up a door to Sloane. You don't think he's lying. You think he's telling the truth. Like he needs 10 human bodies or one powerful magic user slain. That's 2 wild magic surges and a crit failure for Seth from Pakizal. Thank you, my friend. That is excellent. And a heal for everyone from Lauren. Not that it'll help out because, well, thank you.
Can we heal our sanity?
No, that's not how that works. So Prospero will say, so, which will it be?
Well, we don't
I'm
have
sorry
time
for
to.
discussing sacrifices. I've been a little out of it.
Yes, after your ordeal, I can imagine you're very tired, Mildred.
I think I slept on, but it seems over here, I'm guessing we either drove or took a train, and I assume I slept the entire way here.
Oh, yeah.
Do you need medical assistance? How are you doing?
Well, my hips aren't broken, so I think everything's okay.
Yes, well,
recovered.
We were talking about the sacrifice. Now, we don't have time to go to Baltimore. Frogs are raining down out of the sky. The end is
That
coming.
will be the last thing raining out of the sky. Haven't you read the Bible?
End. The end, it is. He knows.
I'm
Everybody
not overly
knows.
familiar.
Oh,
there's going to be a lot more plagues.
Well, we're only a few in, but the end it's undeniable. You see, even our brother here, he can see it. He knows an investment. It's time to pull out.
Well, I'm not exactly one for sacrificing innocents. Just regular civilians, it's not quite right. And I know there's that old saying, how does it go? The ends justify the means. That's only true to a certain extent. There's also this thing called karma. It'll bite you.
The end of the world is coming, and if we have to break a few eggs to save the world, then it just makes sense that we go, perhaps, what was that place? Cardboard Town, was it? I'm sure there's some people there that we can just sort of round up and...
just...
just
because people
are killing.
Down on their luck doesn't mean they deserve to die.
No, well, I mean, judgment is coming for us all equally, so it's. I mean, as long as we're arbitrary, does it really matter? I mean, you say karma, but if things are ending, then there is no karma to come back. He goes back to reading his book.
Hey, but what about your soul? After when you do die, what happens to that when you've killed 10 innocent people?
Innocence is, of course, subjective when the end of the world is at our doorstep, but I do leave the decision up to you. If you would rather go after Morris, who is a confirmed nasty piece of work, then, well, that's up to you.
I'd rather go after Morris.
Mr. Prospero, why don't you bring Morris to us with your magic?
I wish I had the power. I do not.
What about just getting us to him quicker? Surely that's within your grasp.
I can provide transportation, but I myself am not as well practiced in the arcane arts as I might like.
Well, I'm sure he wants to kill us as much as we'd like to get rid of him. You knew where we were, he might be coming to us. He's done it before.
Prospero, how does this ritual work? Once we have the sacrifice, do we have to bring them to you, or can we just kill them and bring their bodies to you?
I would need to be present. It would be easiest if you brought them to me.
Well, why can't you just come with us?
People shouldn't be difficult. I suppose.
Why can't you just come? Yeah, you can just come with us. It'll be fine. You could do it then and there. I mean, getting this guy, knocking him out, and then taking him all the way back, that's a lot of hassle. It'd be better if you were there with us and just did it straight away.
What?
Yes, judgment could seek him out right then.
Very well.
Are
if
you
that is your
going to
plan,
cast
I
the
will
spell?
accompany you. I will. Yes.
Well, you might have to sit on someone's lap in the car. It's, there's only so many seats.
I can procure us a second vehicle.
Does anybody else know how to drive?
I do.
Ooh.
All right then, it's settled. Let's get going. By the way, Prospero, I don't suppose you could give us some weapons to take this thing down, do you? To help us out. I mean, I've got my old Colt, but from what I've seen, it might not be enough.
It occurs to me that some of you may be more equipped than others, yes.
Right, what? Do any of you have a weapon? I mean, like...
I hold up my knitting needles.
I hold up my copy of The Art of War.
These are sacred relics.
And then I open up my copy of The Art of War to my Derringer.
That's like a wee little pea shooter. All right, Father, what have you got? You got like a shotgun down your pants or something, haven't you?
Yes, but I do not have a weapon.
But he does also have the vow of chastity, so that's... God loves ironies.
All right, what about you, Mr. Delgato?
I have an actual shotgun.
Oh, finally, someone with sense. Okay, so what you're telling me now is we're going to fight this person who is apparently... I don't know what the hell is going on, but apparently pretty strong, right? I'm not gonna... This is quite tough. And we've got my cult, Delgato's shotgun, Seth's pea shooter, some sticks that Mildred has, and Father that says he doesn't have a weapon, but he has a shotgun down his pants. Anything else, Prosper, that you could help us out with? I mean, we're low on gear.
It seems to me that you're quite well equipped, but I'll give you this.
Why did you look at the Father when you said that?
He draws out a bunch of clips of ammunition and places them down on the table. I just so happen to manufacture such artifacts. And you'll notice that they have blood tipped at the end of them. These will see you far better than your current ammunition.
Right, well, if you say so. And I'll then take the clip out and put the ones with bullets in, blood, and take a clip or two, and then put it away.
Or Father Carmine does not touch them.
Mildred doesn't either. She doesn't need them.
Lose a rifle through and see if you can find one that's like shotgun shells. Do they exist?
Yep, he will send over a cartridges of shotgun shells as well. It seems like Prospero has a lot of ammunition on hand very quickly. Thank you to Chess. That's a nat 20 for Mildred and for Travis. Thank you.
And Seth will look through the ammo until he finds some that will fit his Derringer, and he'll go ahead and load those in. Take a couple more and put them in his bag.
Nice. All right.
You want to go ahead and do these wild magic surges?
Yes. So let's see. So Sev's first one. Everyone within 50 yards is suddenly holding a helium balloon.
It comes complimentary with the ammo.
It comes with the ammo. Don't question it. And then Seth's death is expected to yield vast riches for his slayer. So anyone that kills Seth is expected to profit a lot.
I see that glint in Delgado's eye.
Right?
Buy Coca-Cola.
So, Prospero says, I suppose we best be getting on our way then to Baltimore, if that's where we've decided upon going.
So I suppose so.
To your school, right, Father? Your home, whatever it was. Right?
Yes, whatever it was.
Hey. I'm gonna sit near the window so my balloon can go out of the...
Yes.
It's like Travis is traveling alone. He's one of those kids that's like flying alone.
It's so you can always find me. Look for the balloon.
I'm gonna go on the
I
fly.
found it very helpful at the state fair if, I put a tiny little balloon onto my son's wrist.
We all float down here. Yes.
So, heading outside, back through the Black Dahlia restaurant, you'll see that Prospero has indeed seemingly procured a second car for you. Who's going in which car and who's driving?
I'm with Father Carmine.
Okay,
I'll drive.
and the rest of you in the second car?
I mean, it depends who's driving in the second car.
I'll go with you, Prospero.
I'll go with Prospero as well and just sit in the back and read.
Right, who wants me then?
You can ride with us, Travis.
All right,
There'll be 3 in each car then, even us out.
All right.
Prospero will jump in the driver's seat of the second car then.
Lewis will ride in the back.
Mm-hmm. So, coming out of Arkham in the cars, you'll notice something strange. It seems like the area is being swarmed by federal agents. It looks as though Gumball may have called in some backup as you are getting out of here, and an elite squad of rolling Gumballs enter the area, just like droidicas, and they begin to attack the giant frogs that are in the area. You watch the gunfight in the distance as you drive away, unsure as to who will win that desperate battle
Godspeed,
against
you
the tide of
madman.
communism.
I just imagine all the Gumballs shouting at commie frogs to die. You know?
Yeah, you watch them all just salute you as you go, and a bald eagle screeches as it flies over the town of Arkham. As you guys are driving, you've got a bit of a drive ahead of you going down to Baltimore. You're currently at Arkham. So, let's see. It is... Lindy, why don't you roll me a drive?
Oh, I'm not driving.
You're not driving?
No.
I'm driving.
Father Carmine, roll me a drive then.
I know Mildred has been driving, but she needs a break.
That was a good one.
Well, it's been a while. Failed.
Okay. So, I think that Father Carmine, it's not so like, can you get the car to even work? It is more so the fact that driving for a long time is tiring. And so as you guys drive, you're going to need to take a break as it goes into the evening, as Father Carmine is starting to nod off, basically. And it's becoming dangerous to drive in convoy. So it is night on the second day. And where would you guys like to stop? There are plenty of motels along the way that you could stop at between here and Baltimore, or you could just sleep in your cars.
I'd like to find the creepiest motel possible.
I can make that happen.
Let's just cut to the chase.
Any 5-star motels along here?
Brightly lit, a lot of people around.
You've got you've got some more brightly lit looking places around here that are like along the main highways. The They aren't 5-star. You're looking at 3 stars along this road, really. Well, there are plenty of
really
them,
anything.
There's quite a lot of traffic as well.
I was going to say anything that's open, considering current events.
Yeah.
With frogs and everything.
Yes. The end of the world is nigh, and so a lot of the places that you drive up to look open, but they've just been abandoned. So you could go into one of these abandoned motels, or there is a 3-star flickering, light motel which is still open. They're running low on power. It seems like they don't want to be seen by whatever might be out there. But you can see that there are cars going in and out, so it looks like they are open.
Well, you're the driver, Father. Which one do you want to go to?
Let's go into this one that appears to have life around it. He pulls into a flickering light motel.
The name of the motel.
Right. Here's the overlook. It looks perfect.
Well, okay then.
You want to go to the motel that's
I'm
open?
reading my book in the car well too.
Okay. You've been reading your book, sorry?
Yeah, the 7th book, the lock key book.
Oh, great. Roll me a sanity check.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I can do that. Sure.
You can take a nat 1 on that one, actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ooh, shit.
That's fine.
The series of unfortunate incidents.
It's happened. Gotta learn something.
I've already lost all the sanity I can from my book.
Yeah. I think it's my 3rd time reading it.
You lose 1 point of sanity, Mildred.
Oh, okay. Fine.
But you do arrive at the motel. And there is a nervous and sweaty-looking man in his 40s who arrives as your cars pull up, and he says, "Yes, please do come and stay, Mr. Prospero." And as Prospero gets out of the car, he says, "Thank you, Mr. Rogers," and walks inside. Mr. Rogers seems to be very attentive and immediately goes to grab your bags, whatever you need. Please, let me help you.
No thanks.
We're in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, and he's quite friendly.
Yes.
Is this the best hotel you could do, Prospero? Was there not something just a little more comfortable? We're going to be working hard tomorrow.
Prospero is already walking through the door. He doesn't seem to turn when you speak to him.
Fine.
Yes, I'm with you, Mr. Delgado. I mean, if this is the end, we should at least live like it is.
Live it up.
Yeah.
Rogers says, "I'm very sorry. This is all we have. I can get you all rooms. There's not many people staying here."
Hey, let's have a room. One each.
Some more reading to do. Mm-hmm.
He bids you to come inside, and gives you all comfortable enough rooms here along the road. By the time you guys are getting in, it's probably close to midnight. And Rogers is quick to lock up all of the doors and shutter all of the windows in case anything comes in. In case any of those damn frogs come in. And gives you all keys to your rooms, and he's in the reception if anyone needs him. Prospero has already retired to one of his own rooms.
Mm-hmm. Seth will go ahead and head to his room and immediately sit down at the desk and continue reading volume 7.
Alrighty.
Father Carmine will stay kind of if there is a kind of a communal area, and if there's any families or quote unquote refugees or people that are I'm assuming there'd be a gathered mass of people that are upset. He will begin to pray with them and comfort as much as he can.
Absolutely. Okay. And what about Travis?
Travis is going to go to his room. He's going to get a chair and kind of put his feet up against the door while he's locked. And he's going to nap in the chair. So if anyone tries to get in, it'll wake him up. But essentially, he's going to, just sleep like that.
Okay. And Lewis?
Lewis will approach Mildred again and say, Mildred, are you sure you're okay? I don't... After what you've been through...
Well, I've definitely seen better days. Mildred feels okay, though, right? Like, she felt bad before.
You feel
How
a
does
lot
she
better,
feel now?
actually. Yeah, you
I
feel
feel
a lot
much-
better for having that out of you.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I actually feel better than I have been in the past couple of days. Surprisingly, I think I slept off the exhaustion too, for the most part. I appreciate
And
your
do you-
concern, though.
Of course, we're all friends here. We're all in this together. Do you have any idea what happened to you? Do you understand? Because we all saw what happened. But do you know what happened?
What does Mildred remember from that incident? Does she remember everything, or was she just like...
Yeah, you do remember it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a pretty good idea of what happened, unfortunately. Oh, seems I've gotten a little careless in my old age, or at least when it comes to choice of men. She, tisks herself. But it's, what's done is done, and it's all happened before. It's just old cycles and such.
Why don't I take the room next to you tonight, and if you need anything at all, just knock on the wall and I'll come on over.
Oh, that sounds lovely, dearie. I think I'm gonna get a nice cup of tea and see if I can't help some of those, comfort some of the people in the common room. See if I can whip up a blanket real quick for any children in there before bed.
Very well, then.
Right.
I'll be in my room.
Right, she'll kind of give you a nice pat on the shoulder, shuffle off to the common area.
Mm-hmm.
Get a cup of tea. And when in the common area, if there's not a lot of people, or if she can catch Father Carmine's eye, she's gonna be giving him a look, like.
It's a small congregation in there who are have turned to prayer in such biblical times.
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of
Father
sit
Carmine. He will, anybody that he believes that Mildred could aid with comfort or motherly or grandmotherly advice, he'll kind of shuttle and drop and, just spend time kneeling in prayer and leading prayer and anything that he can do right now.
Okay. And she could stay awake, which I think she can because she slept on the whole train right here. She's gonna try and catch Father Carmine alone after they help some people settle down for the evening.
Yeah, they'll definitely go and try and get some sleep, leaving you guys alone in the common room at about 2 a.m.
Okay. Now, I'm sure there's eyes and ears about, but I was just wondering, do you speak any other languages, Mr. Father Carmine?
Latin.
Ooh, what a coincidence. Thanks to a crazy wild magic surge at the beginning of the game, I too speak Latin. And she's gonna just swap into that, and she's gonna say, now, I have some suspicions, and you seem the suspicious type, so I'm gonna run these by you. If you don't mind, that is.
Proceed.
All right. Well, I'm a bit concerned about our Mr. Delgado fellow. See, when I talked to the stockbrokers on the phone, he was telling me about how Coca-Cola's a safe investment. Now people have been buying and selling, and we know that they've been offering other investors and taking their stocks as well, such as the believers. And I also, that wrong number I spoke to on the phone earlier, before I made the call to the investor, it was actually a good friend of mine whose word I trust. I don't believe he has any reason to cause any harm, and he confided that someone among us is a traitor, a mole, something like that, and, well, based on evidence and interactions towards certain decisions, I'm starting to suspect young Mr. Delgado, which is such a shame. He's such a nice young man. Clever, too.
Is he now?
Seems to be. Can't get very far investing if you don't have a head on your shoulders.
Or anything to lose.
I suppose that's also true.
You are right about one thing, Miss Crabapple. You are right about one thing, Miss Crabapple. I am a suspicious type. And there's one thing that you and I can both be sure of, and that is our roles in this proceeding. I arrived here with a purpose. I believe the rest of you did as well. What that purpose is, I'm sure will reveal itself.
Oh, I'm certain they all will. However, I think our purposes are somewhat in line with Father Carmine.
Then what is your purpose, Miss Crabapple?
Well, the purpose of the believers to keep things kind of as they were, preserve knowledge, make sure the world doesn't get too crazy. Everything goes in cycles, cults rise, cults fall. The believers had their time. They stuck around for a while, but I believe that they had it right. I believe that the Necronomicon should not fall into the hands of either the Symphony, and at this point I'm starting to suspect not Caligula as well. It should remain hidden, or at least at this point perhaps be used to send back whatever horrible things come through Yog-Sothoth, was it? Kids these days. Summoning things they don't even understand. It would not have happened 6 years ago, let me tell you.
Bringing things into the world they do not understand.
Yes, I know. I didn't realize that my senses have apparently dulled, and I made a poor decision at a motel. It's so lonely, being widowed
As a frog bounces off his foot, as a frog bounces off Carmine's foot, he kicks it off and says, "Yes, poor decision. That seems like a strong enough term."
Well, it can't be helped now. Just like poor Penhollow made a deal with Prospero before he understood what he was getting into. Now he's stuck. For the time being, at least.
We're all stuck on a path, Miss Crabapple. Mine is to find Sloane, end his book. And I will not stop until that is done. As for Caligula and the Symphony, they will have their day.
What do you intend to do with Sloane when you find him? He didn't seem a nefarious man. I'm normally a pretty decent judge of character, unless they're flirting with me, apparently.
My business with Sloane is mine.
I'm just trying to look out for the young man.
As am I.
Good talk. It's been a pleasure working with you thus far. I believe I am going to go to bed. It is quite late and I've already done my reading for the day.
Good night, Miss Crabapple.
Good night, sleep well. Just gonna pat him on the knee. Kinda hobble off down the hallway.
Thank you to Win for a big bear attacks. Amazing. Thank you, Win. All about the bears recently. I'll make a note of that as soon as a bear-related opportunity comes up. Let's see then. So everyone else is in their own rooms at the moment, sleeping, reading, whatever. There is a knock on your door, Lewis.
Lewis will go to the room's window and just pull down the blind and kind of peek through.
You just see that Prospero is standing on the other side.
One moment, he takes his slippers off and he puts on his suit. It takes probably even though he's good at putting on his suit, still probably takes 2 minutes. Then he makes Prospero wait. He opens up the door. Yes, come in.
Yes,
what can I do?
It's best that we have a little talk, Mr. Delgado, don't you?
Not really, but I don't suppose you're giving me much of a choice.
Quite, I'm not.
No. This way.
He steps inside and kind of rounds on you and says, Mr. Delgado, I know what you are. I think I've made that clear.
Okay, and what can I do for you?
I need a reason not to tell the others.
Are our interests not currently aligned? Are we not working together?
I'm not entirely sure that we are, Mr. Delgado. I do not wish to see this fair green world of ours go under.
Well, I don't wish to see that either, but we don't always get what we want, Prospero.
If they knew, I don't think they'd be so amenable as to let you travel with them. Indeed, I think they might put you in the ground like the dog you are.
Oh, people always are afraid of what they don't understand. What I am does not matter. Does not matter to them. They're working with me, and I'm working with them. We're all working together.
You're not just working with them, though, Mr. Delgado, and I think that might be the issue.
Is it an issue for you, Prospero? Do you have an issue with it?
I question a lot about your decisions, Mr. Delgado, and I question that if and when we find Sloan, what you might do with that book. I don't like being uncertain of things, Mr. Delgado. It makes me worry.
Do I look like a reading man? Do I look like a man who cares about books? I only care about it in that it's dangerous. And whatever you think I am
to do with the book.
Well, I intend to make sure that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
And who
just
are
like
the wrong
I
hand? Mr. Delgado, let's be honest here.
Well,
we all know that you're a lapdog. You obey the commands of your master like a hound.
I think you mistake me, sir. I am my own man. I've always been my own man, and who I associate with, when I associate with them, is all for my own benefit. And my benefit is doing whatever I can to try to stop what's coming. I don't know that we'll be able to do it, but this has been an exciting adventure, and what else am I going to do? Go back to New Orleans, be bored for 5 days and then die? That's not what I want.
So perhaps it is best to just clear the air and get everything out in the open with the others.
We do not have time for that. That would be very destructive towards your goals, which is for all of us to be united. United in doing what must be done.
I tell you what, Louis. Tell me more about your real master, and I won't tell the others. What is it, exactly? Does it have a name? Does it speak to you?
It's had many names. It's thousands of years old. It changed the shape of the world, the shape of the human mind. It changed the course of history and destiny. My master is simple. Money, power, the things that I can use to continue my family's legacy, my legacy. That is what I serve. Everything else is a tool.
I think we understand one another, then.
So is your concern then softened? Are you satisfied with this conversation?
Incredibly.
Good, because allow me to now offer a counterpoint of my own. I don't want any more insinuations. I don't want you to create a rift between me and my friends, because that's going to make it harder for us to do what has to be done. We're working together.
But they're not your friends. They're just tools.
Well, that'll serve in a pinch.
Very well.
No more.
Then,
no more
when it comes to the end, Mr. Delgado, I would like a seat at your table. No more insinuations.
Buy Coca-Cola.
Of course. Good night, Mr. Delgado. Sweet dreams.
You as well. Good night.
He leaves your room. Is anyone else doing anything tonight? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Delgado, it's going to take him a while to get back to sleep, but he will eventually get back to sleep.
Seth continues reading. Seth continues reading.
Let's see. I have to get these wild magic surges as well. So, Perla, 7565.
Yes.
Seth's water skin is filled with hot pepper sauce. Good. Pretty crazy thing to do. Makes sense. Lindy 2472 for Mildred. Domestic cats react to Mildred with astonishing ferocity. She is a witch after all.
That's true.
Cats have never really liked you, Mildred. They can see things that humans can't see, and what they see about you disturbs them a little bit. Yeah, you'd know that they could probably see into the second phase a little bit. So they can see glimpses of it, so that disturbs them. Whereas humans, we have only access to the first. Seth is reading. Mildred is also doing a little bit of reading as well tonight, and you're reading the 7th chapter of Glar Aki. So at this point, you guys know that Glar Aki is one of the children of Yog-Sothoth, which is to say that Yog-Sothoth has a very large family indeed, and the connections between these creatures is tenuous at best. And very difficult to connect. But it seems like Glar Aki is definitely a confirmed child. You know about the ritual practices on Earth. And you learn a little bit more about Yog-Sothoth, the father. Yog-Sothoth being the gateway of all knowledge. Rumored that there is a place in which all knowledge can be garnered, and that a thread from that place, the Necronomicon, has dropped onto Earth and has forever been traveling through Earth. So it is a direct connection to the being that is Yog-Sothoth. And therefore all cultists who worship that seek the Necronomicon. You think you've gained most of what you can from this book.
Okay.
You're going over a lot of similar material, and a lot of it focuses directly on Glar Aki, which doesn't seem too pertinent to your current situation.
Okay. Once I finish with volume 6, I'm gonna go ahead and crack open volume 8.
You can roll me a sanity check.
Cool.
Do I
have any nat 20s left?
You think you do? Yes. Let's see.
Use one of those.
Yeah, you got
Use
one
one.
nat 20 left.
Try to hang on for just a little bit. Hold on for one more day. Thank you, Wilson Phillips.
There you go. Flo's asking in chat, every month you get a Wild Magic Surge as a subscriber and as a $5 Patreon, so you can use those. And there's a Wild Magic Surge for Father Carmine here as well. So, Seth, you go reading into the 8th volume of Glar Aki, which seems to focus more so on the heritage, and does in fact speak to an end.
Yes.
This confirms everything that you've been looking for. The end of the world is nigh, and it speaks of a time in which a child from Glar Aki is born, and that child will be birthed by a human, and will be the offspring of Yog-Sothoth come anew. And this will herald the end of times.
Yeah, Seth might not sleep tonight. Once he gets to that, he might stay up all night reading. Like, this being the culmination of everything that he knows to be true now. Probably starts writing in the book itself, like making notes and highlighting passages, writing in Mildred's name for, the human, like, and completing the story as he's seeing it unfold before him.
Nice. Father Carmine's Wild Magic Surge is that any successful attack on Father Carmine is 10% likely to fail. Cool. Pretty damn useful.
The Lord is with you.
Thank you, Kiana.
Nice. So, yeah, you guys do some more reading. Anything else tonight, or just sleeping? Sounds like just sleeping. Beautiful. So, you awaken the next morning, and you guys will find that Prospero's already up, Rogers has already made everyone breakfast, and the cars are already running and ready to go.
Travis will grab his breakfast, jump into the car, put his feet up, and munch.
Nice. Prospero is already getting into the car as well. The second car that is.
Mm-hmm. And yes, Seth will kind of stumble out, little dreary-eyed, but like he has the volume 8 like tucked under his arm, bookmark in place. Probably about a quarter of the way through it already, and he'll get back in the back seat and pop it back open.
Yeah, the end. I'm almost to the end. We're almost to the end.
Give someone a nat 1. I will give. Let's see who doesn't have many. Mildred can have a second one. We burned through one today. Everyone else at some point getting breakfast and diving into cars?
Mm-hmm.
I just have something light and soft, like some fruit or an omelet.
Rogers hastily runs the grab a fruit omelet.
Do you have any cheese back in the back?
Rogers runs and grabs cheese as hastily as possible.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My last cheese turned into glass in my pocket. Puts as much cheese as he can give him in his pocket.
He nods as if that makes total sense. Prospero will say, "Are you all ready to go then?"
Oh yes, quite ready.
Rogers will throw your things in the car and get whatever else it is you need. And as you set on your journey outwards down to Baltimore, you'll see the effects of the third day of plagues, which is of course lice. You all woke up a little scratchy, but as you get into the cars, it's becoming quite uncomfortable. And these aren't just any tiny, almost invisible lice that you could see. These are quite big, creepy crawlies. They look as though they're almost dead. When you start pulling them out of your hair, they start coming more and more by the time you get into the car, and you hold them in your hands, and they look to be almost dead and shriveled up lice that are in your hair. You are going to be pulling them out for the next couple of hours, and Rogers is also going through them as well. They are quite horrific and do not look to be of this earth. Prospero says, "It is best that we shave, perhaps."
Yes. Do we have a...
Don't worry, I'll knit us all hat.
Does anyone have a blade? Kind of looks away from the thought of putting a hat over this.
Prospero will procure one for you almost immediately.
Not that versed with using one. Do we perhaps want to seek a professional, or?
The longer we take to get this nasty business done, the more bad things are going to happen. Let's just
You're
go.
right. I'll do it. I'll do it in the back seat while we're driving.
I'll help you if you want.
Sounds like a great idea. Mildred's gonna actually knit herself a little bonnet. But she's gonna weave the command animal spell into it, and it's gonna repel lice.
Nice. Cool. So you set back on your second day of your journey down here, and you should be to Baltimore by the end of the evening. The journey down is pretty uneventful. Aside from the leaping frogs, occasional FBI squads seemingly going and fighting them tooth and nail, and of course the deadly lice that are in your hair. Again, a general panic is in the air, and the papers are running with the third day of the plague, and where will it end, and the end of the world is coming. So you'll see people on streets who are basically doomsayers, crying out that this is the end of all times, standing there naked and preaching that we have all sinned. And people on streets praying, gathering to churches and praying for some kind of forgiveness. But by the second evening, as you arrive in Baltimore, Father Carmine, describe to us what your School for Boys looks like.
The School for Boys is a converted cathedral that was built right at the beginning of the 1800s, and it sits upon a hill surrounded by a graveyard. As it was an original cathedral, the original graves were not moved. There is an outbuilding that was the dormitory for the boys that was set up. There are currently between 25 and 30 occupants as far as boys go. And then there is a second outbuilding that serves as a school. So there are 3 total buildings: the cathedral, the outbuilding dormitory, and the outbuilding for the school. There is a cafeteria in the bottom floor of the school, the basement.
So you pull up outside of the school. It doesn't look like any lights are on or that anyone's really inside. And by the time you're here, it's about 8 p.m.
I swear to God, the amount of fleas are here will give the slums of Glasgow a bloody run for their money. Ugh.
After seeing all the doomsayers en route to here, Seth will like get out of the car with a slight air of like smug superiority, like told you so, you know. And he's just kind of like, we all need to get ready. Here it is. What's the plan? And he's like pulling his Derringer out, and he's got checking the bullets again.
Right, well, Prospero, do you need this guy alive? I mean, do you need to kill him yourself? I mean, how does this sacrifice...
Kill him by any means necessary, and I'll be able to perform the spell.
Right, cool. Okay, so we shoot him, stab him, poke him, burn him, whatever. Just kill him.
Right.
Right, okay. Pulls out his cult and checks the chamber. Right, Father, you know this place better than anyone. Where would he be, do you think? What's the most defensible position here?
He was in my office.
Right. I guess that's a good place to start.
Aren't we going to be walking into a trap?
Ooh,
That's what I
slightly.
said.
What,
There is
scout
one
out-
other way in that he will not know about, but he is familiar with the ways of my kind. I'm sure he has already discovered it. I believe walking straight forward will be just as good as any other means of entrance. He points over to a mausoleum. If you walk into that mausoleum, you end up in the cafeteria.
Does have to be a mausoleum. Couldn't be like a gallery of lovely art or something, could it? It'd have to be goddamn mausoleum.
Well, because we're not surrounded by galleries of lovely art, we're surrounded by a cemetery, Travis,
Right.
and you make do with what you have.
Do you think we should go through there and then up through the cafeteria?
I believe he already knows we're here. I believe he is watching us. I believe this is exactly what he wanted.
Well, then we best not disappoint him.
Is there like any signs of fighting or struggle or gore or anything like that that we can see at the present just outside?
You can roll me a spot hidden.
Okay. Let's give it a go. I have a hard success with the 17.
You don't spot there's been any signs of a struggle, aside from the fact that the windows appear to have been blown out.
They went in.
Well, how about I bring him out? And
Hey.
Carmine's going to begin striding towards the cathedral.
Travis is going to
Maybe one of us should watch the car.
Oh, I think the car will be fine.
I'll
If not,
watch the
I'm sure
car.
Prospero. Oh. Hey.
All right, well, let's go into whatever he has in store for us, I guess.
I'm with you, Mr. Delgado. I have my trusty Derringer.
Barely see the
Gotta
barrel
start
poking out of his
moving.
fingers.
Lewis will start following Father Carmine. Not fast enough to catch up.
Seth starts following Lewis, but not fast enough to catch up.
I hobble with like Seth, probably as fast, max speed, or Mildred.
Okay. And Seth will like hold his arm out, and you want to take my arm?
Oh, thank you, you're such a dear.
Yes. Judgment is coming. I need to make sure I have everything in order before it finds me.
I just kind of pat him.
So, Father Carmine, you are leading the charge, if you will, towards the Cathedral Doors. They lie closed when you reach up to them, but they look like they're not locked or padlocked.
He will open them both wide and stride in.
There's no one inside the cathedral itself, but the pews are there, and there's an altar with candles that are lit at the front of it.
Instead of proceeding to the altar, he will turn back around, and I guess because he's walking but not fast enough to catch up, Lewis will be the next in line, and he will turn to him. You may want to tell the others, Mr. Delgado, but I intend to make some noise if Mr. Morris is here, and he is unaware of us being here. I intend to draw him to this place.
So we should plug our ears, or?
You should be ready.
Oh, he pulls out his shotgun. And he looks back over his shoulder to the others and signals.
Instead of heading towards the altar, he will head up towards the choir loft above, and he will pull out the great bench in front of the organ, throw up the finger rests, and prepare to play.
Okay.
At this point, Travis is gonna hide, like, keep out of sight. I don't know whether in between, some pews or something that gives good cover, and he's waiting with his pistol, or for him to enter.
Okay.
Mildred will have a seat somewhere, like, so she can see the doors, like in the corner.
Seth finds a place near that, hiding.
Okay. Are there pews in this room?
Sure. Yeah.
Lewis will stay close to Father Carmine, but he will kind of get down and hide underneath, like behind a pew. Adjacent.
Okay. Father Carmine, it looks as though everyone is in position.
Father Carmine looks up at the great pipes that run against the rear wall of the cathedral, and he just plays. And as he plays, the whoo of the organ goes off, and as he triggers specific keys in the piano, the cathedral bells chime in perfect note with the piano, the organ as he's playing. So there's a bong, and he just begins to play. No particular melody, but if listened to long enough, it sounds like a funeral dirge.
As the bells ring out and the dirge plays itself throughout the cathedral, all of you experience something incredibly strange, something which almost feels holy in nature and divine, something which is filling your heart, maybe your soul, with an energy. And while it is strange for a moment, as you blink and close your eyes, well, the sounds of the bells, you hear the same bells, but when you blink again and open your eyes, you're no longer in the same place. And I am about to message you all something on Twitter, individually.
Oh.
So, I'm going to send one to Tom. There you go.
The stress knitting intensifies. Like, you can see when in the scarves, like, when it gets real narrow, that's when a bad thing was happening, and then it gets kind of relaxed.
As Greg and Lindy. Don't
By the way,
worry
Mildred,
about this.
I got to the part in my book where it mentioned you.
Ooh. What did it say?
Well, I mean,
Oh, just the same old that we already know. Oh, yeah.
Yes, the offspring of Yogg-Sothoth will be born.
We should have
I
read
wrote
it
your name in,
backwards.
so it was accurate.
Oh, I
You think that will
appreciate
change it?
that. History's important.
Everyone got that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So, the bells fade into the distance, and each of you are experiencing something rather strange. You're no longer in your own bodies, and instead, you are living out a scene of something which has already occurred. We're going to start with Lindy. Lindy, tell us what you look like and who you are, and of course, what your home is like.
Okay. Well, I'm Mrs. Summers, and brunette lady, well, hair about to here, soft waves, and she's about, mid-30s or so. She's quite young. She looks like she hasn't been getting a lot of sleep lately, like she's been stressed. But she's sitting in the parlor of her little house. It's not very large, a few bedrooms, but it's brightly colored, nice wallpaper. It's comfortable, but nice, upper middle class, if you had to put a point on it. And she's looking out the window, kind of just wringing her hands worriedly. But it's a beautiful sunny day outside. There's like a little bird's nest on a tree limb, like not too far outside of the window. Just kind of watching the mama bird feed the baby birds.
Okay. Your son runs by, Matthew. Tom, do you want to talk to us about Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew is 13 years old. He's a very thin, lean boy. His face is very gaunt, very pale, features on his face are quite pointed as well, kind of aging for someone of 13 years old. Eyes dark and dull with shadows under his eyes due to lack of sleep. And it's almost as if his eyes are constantly darting and his whole body is almost in a constant shake.
Matthew, how are you feeling today?
They just won't stop.
Come here. She's gonna pull him in. He's almost as tall as she is. He's a very tall young boy. She's not particularly tall. We're gonna figure this out. Don't worry. It's gonna take a little bit more time. We've talked with the doctors, and I've heard there's another one in a few towns over that we haven't seen yet. I'm sure he will be able to come up with some new idea, or maybe we could start going to church again. One of these things would be, maybe it would help you sleep.
No, church hurts. It hurts.
Okay, we won't go to church then. Let's just sit down. Did you see the birds in the bird nest? They're getting bigger. Just like you.
And he looks out and looks into the birds, and it's almost like he sees something horrifying. And he kind of goes into.
Okay. We'll close the window for now then. Have a seat. I'll make you another cup of tea. Tea is always good. It'll help calm you down. It was like sitting
There's
down.
There's a knock on the door. Did you go for the tea?
Okay. The tea's gonna have to wait 1 minute. I'm gonna see who this is. We're not expecting anyone. Just gonna kind of like peek through like the window on the side to see who it is, because she's not expecting anyone.
You see a priest and two men with him.
Okay, she'll kind of just unlock the door, just open it a little bit. Can I help you?
Mrs. Summers?
Yes, I'm Mrs. Summers, and you are?
I am Father Carmine. I've come about Matthew.
Oh, just, one moment. I'll be right back. I'm gonna step outside for a moment. She's gonna look over to Matthew, and she's gonna step outside and close the door behind her. What about Matthew?
Real quick, what are the two other agents? What do you guys look like?
So, Jack Daniels is tall, beefy, broad-shouldered, black suit, black tie, white shirt, sunglasses, slicked back, greasy hair, balding, and he's got a lit cigarette, and that's Jack Daniels.
And my character, his name's James Beam, Jim to his friends. His hair is almost the same kind of slick back, but the mirror opposite of his partner Jack. And he's like even holding a cigarette like opposite hand. Same mannerism, almost the same mannerisms really. Like they're cut from the same mold, but maybe flipped over. But just constantly like looking around the edge of the building, checking to make sure nobody's running around. But otherwise seeming uninterested in what's going on here.
So about Matthew, what are you here about specifically? He doesn't really want any visitors right now. He isn't feeling very well. He hasn't been getting much sleep. We understand.
Mrs. Summers, your boy is experiencing troubles. I am here to help.
Can you help? We've seen a lot of people, and except, pardon me if I seem a little skeptical, he doesn't really like going to church. He says it makes everything worse, and it hurts, and he's just not a big... I don't want to... Nothing's worked so far, and I don't want to cause him any more trouble, upsetness. You know, you understand.
He's not wrong, Mrs. Summers. And he reaches out and kind of waits for a moment to make sure that it's okay. And then he lays his hand on her shoulder. I am a priest, but I run a school. School for children like Matthew. I can help him. And if you allow it, I will never let harm come to him.
She's gonna kind of take a deep breath, kind of glance over. Well, I suppose it couldn't hurt to let you at least speak with him, see how he feels about it. He's been hurting for so long. I just want him to feel better. Come inside. I was just about to make tea. She'll let him in. Matthew, there's some nice people here to see you.
As they enter, you'll see Matthew, and he's kind of shaken, and he's touching his neck with his nails, which shows an obvious rope kind of markings around his neck, and he's just kind of just staring straight, and his hands just kind of go around and start slowly choking his throat, and he's literally starting to shake as he's choking himself.
Matthew, and she's gonna kind of go over and try to grab his hands again, like she has to do sometimes, and just kind of like rock him back and forth. It's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's gonna be all right.
Yes.
All right. This is someone here to see you.
Matthew? My name is Carmine.
Hello.
Are you hearing things, Matthew?
Oh, yes. All the time.
Would you like to stop hearing them?
And his eyes shoot up.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Carmine smiles. I can help you. There is a place, an organization. We can help you. It will not be easy, Matthew. You will have to leave your mother.
No, Mom, no.
Are visits not allowed at the school?
Not until the voices stop, Mrs. Summers.
She's gonna kind of get down, so she's kneeling next to the chair that Matthew sat on. Matthew, I think he might be able to help you. I will be there. I will come and visit as soon as you start to feel better, okay?
But, you, when with you, it's a little easier.
I know. I'm afraid it's getting worse, and I want you to feel better. And if you could feel all better, then we can go out and have that vacation we've been talking about to the beach. Yeah.
I'd like to see the beach.
Yeah, we can go as soon as you're feeling better. I will come visit. Maybe by summer vacation. I know the school semester is about to start. Maybe by summer vacation you'll feel better enough, and you can go to the beach. And if not, then we can come back home. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. Just gonna hug him real close. When does he have to leave for the school? Father Carmine?
Right now.
Okay. Let's go pack you you need some changes of underwear, some pants,
We will
shirts.
provide all of that. Mrs. Summers, we will provide all of that.
Okay. Well, why don't you wait outside? I'm just gonna say goodbye to Matthew here.
I need to speak with Matthew alone for one moment.
Okay, I'll go make a cup of tea, and then you can have your moment, and then you can wait outside, and I can say goodbye to my son. And she's gonna kind of brush herself off, straighten up a little bit, and go to the kitchen and kind of like look over her shoulder, make sure Matthew's okay, and then go make a cup of tea.
As soon as she's out of sight, he strides over to Matthew and kneels down until he's looking eye to eye with the younger boy. They're telling you to hurt her, aren't they, Matthew? Tell them to hurt me. And we will leave your mother in peace. And when they are gone, she'll be safe.
No. Don't want to hurt anyone. No.
Don't worry, Matthew. They won't hurt me.
And he'll kind of... he's kind of takes his hand shaking, and it's almost like he goes to rake your face with his nails, but he stops before doing it. He kind of slings his hand back, almost as if he was shocked. No, I won't.
Matthew, you must learn that to live with these voices, you must think of yourself as something more, a different person completely. I will teach you that. To save your mother.
Yes. You teach me to be strong. Yes.
I will teach you to listen to the voices, but I will also teach you to tell them what to do. And Matthew. And this time he reaches forward and drops his hand on Matthew's shoulder. I will never let harm come to you. Do you trust me?
Yes, 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 yes.
Good. Then we must leave now.
Say bye-bye to Mummy. Yes?
They're going to tell you to do something to your mother. Tell them to do it to me, and we will leave. We must protect her.
Yes, yes. Just, yes. 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 Okay.
Good. Come along, my son. He'll begin to lead him towards the front door.
Son will follow. Once he
you're inside.
Sorry, once he gets to the front door, he'll kind of turn and look and go, "Oh, never forget you, Mummy. Never." And then he'll carry on.
Since she was making tea, she probably didn't hear anything until the front door closed behind them. And she's just gonna, like, kind of walk out real fast and see that Matthew's not in there, and the teacup's just gonna drop, and then she's gonna run over to the window and look outside, and they're probably already a good way down the road, and she's just gonna...
They're actually, by the time that you look out the window, gone.
They're gone. She's just gonna sink down to the floor and cry. After a bit, she's gonna just kind of scoop up the teacup and just think about Matthew, open the curtains and look at the mom with the baby birds again.
Yeah. You look out the window knowing that Matthew's gone. And then the phone rings.
Hi. Hello?
Hello there, ma'am. Miss Summers, I believe.
Oh, yes, this is Mrs. Summers. Who is this I'm speaking to?
My name is Mr. Poole. I understand that you've recently lost a son.
That's ridiculous. What makes you say that?
I've recently lost a daughter. And, well, I'm reaching out to, I think we might understand one another quite well.
Well, it's always hard when your children leave.
That's right. When did the voices start for Matthew, Mrs. Summers?
Your daughter was having them too.
That's right, she was.
Oh,
I helped
well, they started, quite some time ago. He's been having them for a while now.
Dear, oh dear. That is a shame. They took her from me as well, Mrs. Summers. Those same people.
Oh. Well, has it been helping her at all? Have you heard from her recently?
I can't say it has. In time, I hope that she will heal. But I can't say that they've helped her one bit.
Oh. Oh dear. Oh. Well, why are you calling to tell me this, Mr. I get your name?
Poole.
Mr. Poole.
Martin Poole. There was a man, a father with them. Priestly sort, is that right?
Yes.
And some others as well? 2, maybe?
Yes. He had an entourage.
Interesting. Well, I am sorry for your loss, Mrs. Summers. Sorry indeed. Perhaps I should make a visit. Pay my respects for your loss.
Well, if it's not any trouble for you, I suppose I wouldn't mind a visit. I
Not
do
at
a
all.
casserole in the oven. Second plate.
There's a knock at the door.
Hold on, someone's at the door. Set it to the side. Peek through the window again. It's a very strange day.
There's a very tall man standing there in a long coat.
Open the door. This time I only opened the crack. Hello? How may I help you?
Mrs. Summers!
Oh.
It's Mr. Poole.
We're right around the corner then. We're at the neighbor's house. Okay.
May I come
Come
in,
in.
Mrs. Summers?
Sure. Open the door. Guess I'll hang up the phone.
Thank you. He steps inside and takes a look around. Nice place
Sorry
you've got
about
here.
the teacup. I dropped it. Almost cleaned up. I'll make another cup of tea then. If you'd like tea. Do you like tea? Or I have coffee as well.
Tea will do fine. Matthew is your firstborn son, correct?
Yes.
Good. Mrs. Summers, I believe your son is going to be very important indeed in the days to come. I wish to congratulate you on him.
Well,
It's a special
Thank
boy.
yes, he's very special to me. And she's just pouring the tea now, and she'll offer him a cup. I'm really hoping that he gets better soon and can come
Why?
back.
Well, at the end of times, it is the firstborns who are most important, wouldn't you say? He gets very close to you.
I sure.
Well, it's important to me that your boy stays where he belongs, with the father and those people. It's best that he has nothing to come back for, wouldn't you say?
I mean, he did leave all of his things here, but I was just going to save them for him for when he got back.
Oh, don't worry, I'll look after those. I think it will be mighty interesting reading.
I'm gonna set her teacup down. She doesn't want to break another one today. I think this is a very strange day. I believe I need a bit of a sit down. Would you mind if I excused myself and showed you the door?
You see,
Poole?
Mrs. Summers, if he comes back, he might not fulfill his destiny, and it is important to me that he does. So, he reaches out with his hand and grabs your throat. And you'll watch as tentacles writhe at the edge of his fingers and find their way into your eye sockets and through your mouth. As they crawl inside, he lets Mrs. Summers fall dead to the ground. Walks into Sloane's rooms and looks at all of the writings and the drawings that he's done there. Ah, Mr. Sloane. You do not yet know who you are. Soon you will. Looks back down at Mrs. Summers. You have sinned, Mrs. Summers. We will all pay for that soon. We're going to cut back to the boys' school with Father Carmine, but still with a young Matthew and Jim and Jack. Father Carmine, it's the first time that Matthew has come here. What is the school like at this time?
The school would be in its infancy. As far as this incarnation of it goes, there are students and things like that, but as far as the sons of Father Carmine, the ones that are groomed for Caligula, sons like Sloane and Jolly and Castor, they have yet to come. This is the beginning of the training. This is where Carmine did his work for Caligula for all those years in providing them with soldiers in this fight against the pit, or so he thought. The grounds themselves are brighter. There is more of an academic feel to it, less of a tomb. It's pleasant enough.
Matthew, this is your first time arriving here. How do you feel?
Matthew is terrified because everything to him looks horrific and distorted. Everything he sees, a normal tree is gnarled and kind of tentacles for branches. The sun is a gloomy kind of bloodish red that just fills the sky. The grass is just kind of like a slime on the ground, and everything is all disjointed apart from Father Carmine, who, although not like a bright, it's nothing about him seems distorted. It just seems normal. And because to him that's the only thing that seems somewhat normal, he kind of grasps onto Father Carmine's arm and squeezes it tightly, and just almost very similar to what he would do to his mother.
It's all right, Matthew. I promised that no harm would come to you. I won't allow it. And I mean it. So focus on my voice. I will teach you how to forget their influence, how to put them away, how to be someone they can't find.
Okay. I'm ready.
Good. That is the perfect place to start. He'll lead him through the grounds.
Yeah, you lead him through the grounds, and over the coming days, you help Matthew with teaching him about what's happening to him and how to use it and understand it better. Jack and Jim are there in an advisory role, being members of Caligula, to make sure that Father Carmine is sending proper troops to Caligula. Father Carmine, it's the next few years that you help Matthew along with the other boys here. Matthew, you grow to know the other children here, the Edwards brothers, of course, and you come to understand better of what it is like to be at Father Carmine's school. And it comes for your almost your rebirth ritual. As you've come to understand these powers better, you're no longer haunted nightly by these nightmares, and Father Carmine has a ritual or initiation ceremony to celebrate the fact that you are now one of his, almost like you've graduated. Jim and Jack are in attendance this day as well. Father Carmine, what does this ceremony look like and entail?
For lack of a better term, and not to be blasphemous to the sacrament, it is a baptism, as this is a second baptism or a confirmation of faith, so that the lessons and the powers that they have learned to use, they focus for both the good of the church, humanity, and at this point, he believes the wishes of Caligula to be in sync with those very ideals. So this would be in the cathedral, not necessarily at the altar, though, often a small vestibule off to the side. A vestibule that is meant specifically for St. Francis. And it is there's an arrayment of candles, votive candles that can be lit for parishioners at prayer. And there is also a smaller table, one that would have the baptismal person sit down and then lie down as Father Carmine would anoint them with the oils not of a priest, but oils not seen or used since the time of Charlemagne, when the Holy Roman Empire was casting its net over Europe and points south, and he would anoint him as a warrior. And this would be the very first time Father Carmine would have done this.
Mm-hmm. Also, your Wild Magic Surge, Matthew, is that you can be tracked with astonishing accuracy by someone. Interesting. I believe that is correct. As you rise, Matthew, you are the firstborn son of the boys here, of Father Carmine's. And Jack and Jim, you're in attendance today to witness this first warrior to be sent to the ranks of Caligula. But you do have one last task that you have to perform. And that is that Matthew cannot remember this. A lot of the events that have happened here are troubling, and agents of Caligula work best when they do not remember their pasts, when they are blank soldiers. This is something that Father Carmine is not aware of, and a practice which is perhaps questionable, but nonetheless, you have to take Matthew today away from the school, and that is your task.
Hey, Jim.
You're muted, Brooke.
What's up, Jack?
So, what, we should do this now, or we should do this later?
Depends. You want to run interference? You want the boy? Which part do you want?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't want to take on the father. We need him. So, yeah. I don't think he's gonna like this.
He's the one that made the deal with Caligula. He knows the score. He knows where the boy was headed anyway.
Does Father Carmine know about what we're about to do? Is he aware of this part of the assignment?
He wouldn't be aware. You're not sure if you should tell him or not.
Well, I mean, we could just try to explain it to him, but then the question is going to come up. Well, why didn't we tell him years ago? Why did we wait until this moment?
Here's the problem, Jack.
Yeah, Jim.
To higher power. So I don't think he's gonna see it the way we see it. It's all right.
No, he's gonna see it
all messed up. Yeah. So you go to the boy. I'll go talk to Father Carmine.
Okay, but just be careful, because I think he might get mad. And I don't want anything to happen to you. And I really, the only regret I have in all of this is that we were quiet for so long, and maybe we could have done something. Whatever it is, let's just do this.
Caligula told us not to get involved until necessary. It's now necessary. We did what we should have done from the beginning. But
yeah,
he ain't gonna like it. We both know that. But don't worry, I'll take care of the father.
All right. I'll go take care of the boy. puts out a cigarette.
Puts it out simultaneously.
Jack takes Matthew to a room, explaining that the next part of the process is about to begin. Father Carmine, you've been busy finishing off, like cleaning up the oils and candles and the like. When you look back, it's just Jim in the room of the cathedral.
Where's Matthew?
Jim looks around. Well, Father, Matthew is exactly where he should be, where he was intended to be from the beginning, with Caligula. Take out a cigarette, light it up.
And
I
why
realized,
wasn't I informed of this?
Well, this is me informing you of this. You did a good job. You did a good service for Caligula, like always. We enjoy working with you, Father, and we want to continue to do so in the future. But we have our orders, just like you have your orders. And so he's going to be with us now.
He's going to be with you now.
Yeah, with Caligula.
So, like his mother, I am left here without the opportunity to speak to the boy.
You didn't seem so broken up about it when you did it to her. What goes around comes around, eh, Padre?
How important are you to Caligula, Mr. Beam?
Hey, you know, I've got some friends there, but old Jimmy.
Would you say you are as important as me?
Well, considering my partner should have the boy on his way, I'm pretty important. Did my job. So we're gonna do this or what? He just kind of flicks a cigarette to the side.
Mr. Beam, it's already done.
Also,
he casts Mind Exchange, and Jim would see himself looking at himself. It's opposed power, but I'm going to crit it anyway.
Nice. Go ahead and describe what happens, Father Carmine.
Well, Jim, you would see yourself pull out your gun, put it in your mouth, and at the last possible second, as the finger squeezes, you would feel the bullet go through the back of your brain. Well, I'll have to have Castor clean that up.
Laszlo the monkey jumps in, looks at the body, scampers back. A look around, search of the premises does not yield Matthew or Jack. They are gone. Jack,
Father Carmine would
go ahead.
No, I was going to say Father Carmine would immediately go over to one of the larger boys that's standing there with a group of some of the other students and say, "Jolly lock the gates. No more of them come in. Do you understand?" And the boy would nod and move off.
Jack, where do you take Matthew?
So after explaining to Matthew and smoking a cigarette at the exact same time that Jim smoked his cigarette, even though they're in different rooms, he would, I mean, if Matthew resisted, he would drag him out. Otherwise, he would try to talk him out, peacefully. Say, this is just the next part of your training, kid. This is just what happens next. So I'm gonna take good care of you. I guess he would go towards. He doesn't want to go anywhere sanctified, but he wants to go somewhere private. So he's going to look for like a nice park that does not very well populated at the moment.
Absolutely. You guys find a nice little public park. Not too many people around. It's the afternoon, evening time, so everyone's like finished walking their dogs or taking their kids out. So you guys are pretty secluded.
So, hey kid, you like trees? You like the outdoors?
It is fine.
I mean, I'm glad that you got your stuff together now, but I kind of miss the old you, to be honest. Well, don't worry about it. Let's go. This tree over here, out of view. We're gonna do a little ritual. It's kind of like the ritual you did earlier. It's just this is the second part of it.
What does it entail?
Well, it just entails, you being given a gift from Caligula, and that's going to help you survive and best use all of the skills that you've built for yourself. Does it entail? What does this entail?
A lot of laudanum.
And we're gonna drink some stuff. Have you ever heard of laudanum?
No.
It's a fun time, man. Look, you're gonna like it. Just trust me.
I see. And when will I see Father again?
To be honest, I don't know. However long this takes, we can go right back to him afterwards. We just got to do this thing.
Very well. If it means that I join Caligula and make Father proud, I will do it.
Oh yeah, kid, you're gonna make everybody proud. Takes him behind the tree and gives him some laudanum and begins doing the ritual.
Yep. Matthew, as you drink this large vial of foul-tasting laudanum, Jack encouraging you to do so, your mind becomes foggy and blank, and you're not sure how long it was since you fell asleep. But when you wake up, you're no longer in the park. You don't remember much of what's happened, and you're in a car. There's a driver in the car. It's not Jack anymore, and it seems to be quite late. You think you're in a city somewhere.
Who are you?
The man looks back and says, it doesn't matter who I am, but we're almost there.
Where are we going?
To your new home.
Oh. Home? Oh. And where will that be?
London.
Oh. Right. Very well. Okay. I'm sorry,
Good man.
Wait, who are you?
Yeah, the car stops, and he gets out and opens the door for you, and there's people waiting for you. It seems like several attendants are there. There's a young-looking man, about in maybe his 20s or so, slick back black hair and suit on. He's standing out. It's a little bit rainy out here, actually. He stands out and says, come in, Matthew, yes. He comes and shakes your hand. Eric Carlisle, come on through.
Oh, yes, thank you. I'm a little confused.
Yes, well, of course you are. It's all very, very confusing, I'm sure, but we're here to make everything a lot clearer. Father did a very good job with you. Oh, yes, of course. You wouldn't remember, but not that matters now. Come on in. You've got a lot to learn.
Yes. Learn. Yes. Yes.
Quite. You have quite the future ahead of you here at Caligula, mister.
Well,
He looks at a bunch of papers and says, Sloan.
Sloan?
Yes. Your new name.
Sloan. Sloan, yes.
Good man.
Yes.
Come with me.
Very well. Very well.
The scene fades away. We find ourselves back in the cathedral, with each of you having experienced the same visions that you just had there from someone else's perspective. You come back around as the bells are finishing their tolls.
What the shit was that? Oh.
And Seth looks down and he has his derringer in his mouth, and it's like,
Yarn's just like, whew. Get off there.
Wait, is he here? Is he here? He's gonna look and see if he's in. Is Morris in the room?
I thought you were going to say Sloan in the room. Sloan isn't in the room. But you will find Morris here, standing in the room. He's standing at the altar, not far from the organ, and he seems to be in his full combat attire with the kind of death mask on. You see that there, in his hands, there is what looks to be some kind of detonator. Good morning, all of you. Glad you could make it.
Ooh. Hello there.
Hey, what's that in your wee little hand there?
All this. You see, Father, I haven't killed all the boys. I will.
Can I psychology check him?
Yeah.
I want to see if he's lying. That's a hard success. That's extreme, actually.
He is not lying. You also see that he's he has full combat attire. It looks like there is packed explosives wired to him as well. You are close enough to all be destroyed by such a blast.
Okay.
Most likely most of the cathedral as well.
Hey, well,
Fantastic.
this changes things.
It does, doesn't it?
Hey, just a wee bit.
I'm prepared to blow myself up and the rest of yous as well. Let the kingdom come. That way you can't get your fucking vampire-looking struggles for a moment. Prospero.
So you're willing to kill yourself to avoid being killed. I love your logic.
It's all about
Could
how
you
you
wait
die,
5
Father.
minutes for us just to evacuate the area before you do it? That'd be
If you
grand
move
if you
anywhere,
let us do that.
If you move anywhere, the kids die.
That's shite.
So we're just gonna sit here forever? That does not sound like a sound plan.
Yeah, so what's next? We just stand here staring at each other for all eternity. What's next?
I'm gonna fall asleep.
I know,
gonna
Mildred
choose
doesn't
one of
have
you.
all eternity.
I really don't.
do that anymore.
I have a counter proposal for you all. You need me to die, right? In order to get your visitation to Sloan, but I've got no interest in dying. Just need someone who's a powerful enough magic user, and it seems to me that we've got a few with us tonight. So, It's either all of us and the kids, or one of yous.
That's your counter proposal.
Hey, Father, I don't think you can fuck around with my mind either.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Where exactly is he standing, Will? Is he right in front of the altar?
He's pretty much just behind the altar slab. I don't know the name for it, but yeah.
Okay. So the altar is there. The things that will be on the altar are there.
For sure.
I'll make a luck roll if you need me to just see if he made a swept it clean or anything.
Let's make a luck roll here.
I'll take a nat 20 on that.
Right there if you want. Yeah, I'm gonna say. Probably gonna want to clear that one. Yeah.
Okay, so the chalice, the gold dish, all of the finery that would be there for communion would be out, as would the candlesticks and all of the reflective surfaces.
Absolutely.
Father Carmine shifts a bit, so his eyes look back towards the gleaming pipes behind the organ until he can see his reflection.
Oh, I would never dream of it, Mr. Morris. Who knows what I would catch inside that mask of yours?
You catch a reflection. Do you want to do something?
I want to reach in and grab the detonator.
All right. Opposed power. So I say that
Nat 20
because we both spent crits on this one.
Okay.
So let's both use the crit, but let's then roll so that we don't have to.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know if you were going to or.
Yeah, we'll both use a crit and then let's roll and let's see. All about degrees of success, most likely. That is 62 for Father. Oh, I did that wrong. 1,000. 42.
Can I spend 21 luck?
I mean, yeah.
If you allow it.
So here's the thing. If you get that, we're both going to match. You get them by one. More about degrees of success.
Luck.
So you got a regular success. Yeah, to make a hard success, he's also got a hard success. Yeah, I'd say 21 luck would definitely do it.
I will spend 21 luck.
Okay.
Holy shit.
You catch the reflective surface. Morris is recognizing this has happened just at the same time as you're doing it. And what'd you do?
I pull his hand through to me through the pipes, and then I stop the spell.
Okay. You pull his hand like forwards like that.
Yeah, I bring it
So that you can
from
grab
coming out of the communion plate, grab it, pull it into the communion plate, and then shut the spell off.
Okay, cool. In about, this happens in the course of about 3 seconds. You'll watch as seemingly the detonator just pulls itself out of his hand and suddenly reappears in Father Carmine's.
As that happens, Travis is going to go up, take the gun, and right in the hit into his head. And I'm going to nat 20 it.
Alright, give me the damage.
I'm gonna cast a spell.
In fact,
does anyone know how much a pistol goes for? Colt?
I think it's 1d10.
1d10, is it?
Everybody roll me dexterity
That's a
first.
1d10.
Oh, for initiative. Cool.
Yeah. Before you do that, Travis.
Oh, dexterity.
Oh, sorry.
So good. You can use that roll.
That's about right for Mildred.
And
Yeah, it's about right for Seth.
Sitting right next to each other for a reason, Seth.
Seth will pee his pants. Very slowly.
Very slow. Slow trickle.
Trickle down his leg.
Lewis on a 31. Mildred on a 95. Wow.
It's about right. Very slow.
All right.
Now, this is 60
Travis.
years ago. Well, a different story.
It was 56. Father Carmine 64. All right. And I'll roll for our good friend Morris here. I won the 100. He rolled a good 36. So he is after Lewis. We've got Lewis, Morris, Travis. Goodness, that's a lot of aces. Carmine, Seth, and then Mildred. Mr. Delgado, you're the first to act. The detonator is pulled away. Father Carmine has it in his hands. Morris is clearly incredibly well armed, by the way. He has a gun in another hand. Looks like a rifle and slung on another hand right now.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I have my yarn up as a deflect harm, just in case.
So,
I think do you need to cast deflect harm to have that active?
I think it's like a reaction, but I'll double check.
It's an instant. It's an instant.
It's an instant.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So Lewis is still ducked down behind one of the pews, and he peeks around just enough to kind of get a gauge of the situation here. Morris is covered in explosives.
Oh yes. So Morris is covered in explosives. It does not take an expert to know that if you were to shoot the explosives, you would all die. They are a huge amount of like satchel charges, enough to take down this cathedral. This is a pretty much, as your keeper saying this, a guaranteed doom if the explosives are to go off. You also don't know if he has multiple detonators for the device, right? But he's at the altar. He's got a little bit of cover from the altar, which probably goes up to about his thighs, maybe his waist. So you can see like the top half of him. The rest of you are behind pews, under pews, or by the organ if you're Father Carmine.
Is Prospero in there with us?
Prospero's not here. No, he's back at the car.
That was supposed to be my job. Lewis gets up from behind the pew, covering his hat, turns away from the altar, turns away from Morris, and starts running for the door as fast as he can.
All right. You run out of the door.
He leaves.
Okay. It is Morris's turn. He's going to take cover behind the altar, kind of back to the altar to get himself in some pretty good cover. But he's going to shoot over the top. He sees that Travis is about to take a shot, and he'll roll a total of 38, which is a hit. There we go. 10. 2. 8 points of damage to you, Travis. How are you looking on health after that, H?
Now let me do maths.
4. Okay. 4. Okay, so you take a damn good shot. That goes like center of mass. Morris is a really good shot, and it just kind of sends you backwards. Just the velocity of the bullet puncturing its way into your chest. You're not sure if it's hit something vital, but it certainly hurts enough to really, really look bad. Secondly, Morris is going to reach out with his other hand that was holding the detonator before, and reach out to Father Carmine, and you will see black tendrils of tentacles bursting their way forth out from his arm to attack you. And I'm going to roll this one here.
I'm going to reaction sign of the cross too.
Okay.
So I can.
Yeah.
So a disadvantage on it.
Yeah. The attack is going to be a miss. Use your action to do that. Yeah. lowest you roll was 85, so he didn't fumble. But you see these tentacles shoot out. You hold up the cross, and the sign just kind of diverts them away with its holy light. But these tentacles have reached out like 20 feet. These are like huge. This isn't just something that's coming out of his fingers. They are worming their way out of his arm. So in one hand he's shooting, the other he's using the tentacle. He does have a second shot with a pistol, actually, so he's going to shoot that at the form of... Probably shot Travis. Probably Seth. Actually, no, he hates the father. He's going to shoot the father Carmine. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is your lucky day, Seth. It's 72. I'm going to change stats. That is a hit.
I just love how he doesn't perceive the little old lady as a threat. Just like...
Yeah, well, he might have you under control. Oh! 12. Father
It's
Carmine,
halved, so it's okay.
It's halved, so that's all right. So 6 is what you take, so plus 2 to that's 12.
Okay.
The shot rings through, and it's half because of your protection from the cross, right?
Yeah, well, technically, I would lose 60% of the names of Castor and Jolly on my body. So as the tattoos begin to flare and fade, the bullet strikes and splatters, but the tattoos burn off as his sons are still with him.
You it burns them off, and you feel the pain as it does so, and the physical pain of the bullet biting into you as well. Morris ducks behind the altar for cover. That hands it over to Travis. Travis, you're not sure if this is what dying feels like. You suspect it might be.
Bloody hurts.
Get out of here, Travis.
Well, Travis, he's going to take the shot anyway, and he's going to do the nat 20, and I can still use that damage that I did, yeah? I
go
rolled
ahead.
a 7, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a 7.
And you're using the priest blood bullets as well.
I am indeed. You know what? And he'll have, because his pistol, his handgun is 70. Doesn't that mean he can take multiple shots? Or is that
You
wrong?
should be able to, as long as your score is high enough.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
50
70?
or
That's yeah.
70. Right. Okay, so he'll
Yeah.
take
You can take
one
shots.
more shot before he collapses into a pew, swearing.
Okay. If you want to roll, it's going to be hard because he's in cover. He's in hard cover.
How do I make that a success? I'll spend 16 luck to make that a hard success, because that's just a regular 50.
Nice. Okay. Okay, so yeah, great. You got a clarification there. You lose all your armor. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. The sign doesn't have damage, but I had enough points to cover so there's no longer any tattoos on his body.
Cool. Okay. Travis, you're gonna make the shot. Roll the damage.
Oh, yes.
Just as Morris is like peeking up over the altar.
Oh, come on. Okay, 5. Okay.
5
I
isn't
don't
bad.
take any damage modifiers with the pistol. It is just the pistol.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's 5 blood bullet damage. And Travis just goes, oh, shit. And he's just like on the ground now, just putting pressure on the wound.
Nice. Okay. Carmine. Father, it is your turn, my friend.
Can I see his eyes through the mask?
I would make you roll a hard. Actually, through the mask, no. So those are covered. I'd let you roll with the mask. Normally it would be a hard because he's just behind the altar, but with the mask, it's going to be an extreme spot hidden success.
I don't want to be. Can I use a crit to see him?
Yeah, I'll lay you back for a crit to see him.
Okay. He's gonna cast Mind Exchange on him, just
Okay.
like he did with Jack Beam.
Okay.
And this
so
one, I'm assuming you've got a crit, I've got a crit. We got to power roll it out, right?
Yeah, let's both run a crit. No, 43 actually. Just one. Yeah. All right, and oh, nice roll. Let's grab these 2 d10s, and that is a success for Father Carmine.
He will, as soon as he gets in Morris's body, he is going to. You said he has a pistol, right?
Yeah.
He's with one hand. He's going to pull off the helmet. And with the second, he's going to place it against the front of his throat, where his Adam's apple is, and just fire and try to basically just cut his own throat with the bullet. I want him to bleed out for a couple seconds so we can get Prospero in here.
Nice. Okay, we're going to give him one more power check to prevent himself from pulling the trigger.
Okay. He doesn't have to be alive. He's just going to be a corpse.
So let's see. Power for duty is 31 for Morris.
Do you need one from me?
Yeah, if you can roll an opposed one. Oh,
18.
Nice. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, yes. So, yeah, you will watch in a fair amount of horror as you see Morris just kind of stand up, go straight, take off the mask, and beneath that mask is this old and haggard face, and pulls the trigger. The blood goes out from his throat, and he falls down onto the ground. This is old and gnarled face hits the floor. The explosives haven't gone off, but I am going to ask Travis to roll me a luck roll.
Sweet Jesus. Oh God, think low, people. Think low. Oh, no, 59. Fail it.
You see the blood kind of like burst out from his throat as he falls down to the floor. He has taken several shots to the body, with Travis having fired out and hit him twice, which looks like it's dealt damage to the explosives themselves. As he falls down to the ground, you hear a beep 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 beep.
Oh shit.
That's Father Carmine's turn. That is Seth's turn.
Well, Seth, seeing all of this horror, actually, and seeing what Father Carmine did and having experienced that, he was scraping together all of his bravery to do something in this fight, and that just breaks. And he follows Delgado and just starts running out the door as fast as he has ever run anywhere.
Race away. Both of you will see that Prospero is running into the cathedral this time. You've never seen him move of anything but grace, but he is running straight towards the body of the now dying Morris. Seth, you're out of here. Mildred, what do you do?
Do we all hear the little beep, 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 beep? Okay. Well, I'm gonna stand up, and we see the flashing explosives. Is it all of them, or just like one thing? One grenade?
No idea. I'm pretty sure that one might set off the others as well. But yeah, you just hear a beep, and it doesn't sound good.
Okay. I don't think Command a Ghost would help. I'm going to. How are they attached to him? Is it like a vest?
Yeah, his armor is actually over the kind of jacket, I suppose, is over the explosives themselves.
Okay. So I can't really see where they attach to.
Right.
Okay. Gosh, I guess I'm just gonna try to leave. I don't see this ending well, and I don't think any of my spells are gonna help. I don't think Incinerate will do much good here. If I could have, no, I can't do anything. Yeah, so I'm just gonna book it as just my little arthritic joints can take me and go, he's gonna blow!
All right. The rest of you escape and run out. Lewis is out. It's only Travis and Father Carmine who are left in here, along with Prospero and the dying Morris.
Wait, sorry. When Prospero runs past us, can I get make an idea check to see if I think that he is trying to outrace the explosives going off?
Sure. Yeah, roll me an idea.
Like, is he aware of the explosives? You know what I mean?
Probably
Right.
He knows everything.
It's a success.
Yeah, most likely he's been listening through Seth.
Okay. So Lewis, after running out, like, he's gonna and turn, and he'll start he'll run back. He'll follow Prospero.
I'm like, ooh. Just get out of here.
No, it's worse now. I don't. As you kind of cross past.
Like, come on, Seth, let's go. We might just be able to catch some shrapnel, and I'll keep my deflect arm up.
You watch as Prospero runs back in, kneels down by the body, draws out a small but wicked-looking knife, carves out his throat, and begins to remove organs from Morris very swiftly and very efficiently. He's very quick about this.
This isn't his first time.
This isn't his first time. As he does so, he begins to chant and speak words as the beeping gets louder and faster. He holds up his hands for a moment, and you watch as a red tear opens itself up. It makes your teeth stand on end, and it feels like it burns your flesh as it opens up here. It does not feel good at all. It's almost impossible to look at. And Prospero says, quick, through! Now!
A reverse. Well, I imagined Mildred's slow and she hadn't even gotten out the door yet, so she's like, oh.
Right.
Like, just changes direction.
So, Travis and the father are closest to the tear, correct? As it would be.
Correct.
We never left. So,
Right.
And Travis is down, right? Travis, you're down?
I'm bleeding. Yeah, so he's kind of like crawling on me. He's bleeding from the chest.
Okay, and can I make an idea roll here? If the beeping's going off here, chances are his personal death vest was wounded, and if he's got the detonator itself isn't going to be associated with this. So the whole campus isn't going up. It's probably just him. Is that a safe assumption, or
can I? Maybe an idea roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna nat 20 that because I need to. Yeah.
So the only problem being you don't know exactly how they are linked without looking at the vest to know if this one is linked to anything else that's going up. You don't see that it is, so presumably just this cathedral is.
Okay, Carmine would run up and he would say to Prospero, "Do you have everything you need? Do you have everything you need?"
Yes.
You don't need his body?
Not anymore.
Okay, with the last of his magic points and the last of his power, Carmine is going to open up the communion plate on the altar, and he's going to send Morris to
Please
Eric
send him
in
to
London.
Eric. Yes!
Yep.
So you throw Morris onto the communion bowl, and as you do this, the beeping immediately stops. You watch as he disappears, and somewhere in England, London, you hear. Oh, Carmine can most likely hear. Somewhere, we see, and this may only be reported in the papers days later, that a small office apartment had an unexpected fire, and most likely some kind of gas leak, and a man has been reported dead as a nice explosion finds its way rippling across London.
Ashes to
Prospero
ashes.
Prospero will say, "Come through now, Sloan."
I'm coming.
Seth will finally like turn around and start heading back the way.
Yep.
Lewis has been like getting closer and closer to that portal. Can I make a psychology roll to think do I think that Prospero is lying about that being a portal? You know what I mean?
Give me a psychology.
Success.
You don't think he's lying that it is a portal. You don't know if that's exactly going to lead to Sloan.
There's sort of a wide, like, slightly crazed look in Lewis's eyes, and he dives into the portal. Or tries.
All right. Yeah, you dive right through, and Lewis disappears.
Father Carmine will help Mildred or Travis, whoever needs it most, and with their permission, jump through the portal as well.
And Seth will run up and help the other that Carmine doesn't.
Probably Seth and Mildred, because they were both kind of in the same spot.
Travis is still crawling, swearing and apologizing because he's swearing in a holy place as he's crawling. So help from Father Carmine would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, he'll scoop up like Travis's arm and jump in.
Stronger than you look, Father.
Ooh, Seth.
You watch Seth, as you pull Mildred out, you'll see that Prospero looks at you. He's kind of like sweating the most not put together you've ever seen him. Good luck, Seth. Bye.
What? You're not coming with us?
No.
Where are we going? What? Where are you sending us?
Sloan.
Okay. Well, thank you for the knowledge. You have departed on me.
You'll have a seat at the table at the end as well, Seth. No matter which way this goes, we'll be fine.
Just kind of nods and clutches his bag with his prized knowledge in it and turns around and goes in.
And as the last of you disappear into the portal to go and meet with Sloan, that is, of course, where we're going to end tonight's episode of Doors to Darkness. Oh boy, what an episode. We got a lot done now. But I'm afraid, my friends, that's all we've got time for here tonight on Encounter Roleplay. And we're going to be back next week, of course, same time, for more of this insane show. If you enjoyed it, of course, do let us know in there in the chat. And of course, hit the follow button if you haven't yet. But stick around. It is Wednesday, and that means it's Warhammer coming up here in just a few moments. Here live on Twitch, we've got the next episode of Beneath Dark Boughs. So stick around for that. But let's go around to cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Let's start with Tom. What did you think?
That was a fantastic episode. I wasn't actually expecting to delve into Sloane's past quite as much. I mean, I can remember telling you, Will, it was a very brief kind of backstory to how Sloane, and the idea of connecting all the characters to Father Carmine. Was that yours or Greg's idea? Because that's a cracking idea.
Yeah, that was my idea 5 minutes before the show. I was like, wait a minute, this totally makes sense.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And it was just amazing to finally get a bit more backstory to Sloane and how he's there. And actually, Lindy played his mother beautifully, absolutely beautifully, because I always wanted Sloane to come from a good family, someone who loved him. He didn't have a bad childhood. He just looked at the wrong book. He shouldn't have. But overall, a great episode. A lot to think about. Epic backstory, epic fighting. And I can't wait to next week. I really can. It's going to be very, very exciting. Myself, I'm a Redundant UK on Twitch. I stream, but not streaming this week. I'm also on Twitter, redundant_UK. I am also on a website called larpbook.com for all LARPing needs. I finally remembered to plug it. In addition, I am going to a LARP in the Midlands and bank holiday weekend of August. If anyone wants to go to it, give me a bell, and we'll see what we can do. I'll give you all the details then. There's too much details to go on that, but I'm going to a LARP there if anyone is interested, and there are still some spaces left. But yeah, apart from that, fantastic episode, and oh my god, a week can't come soon enough.
Awesome. And Greg?
Oh, had a blast. And that was, I want to make sure I give correct credit, that was Latu who donated the 5 crits to Father Carmine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you saved my butt, brother. I appreciate it, man. That was clutch. Thank you so much to chat for everything they do to feed us, feed Will, just amazing interaction. Love you guys, just the best chat. And like I said, this is where it is at. Wednesdays 1 to 4, getting to play with these people and these characters. And it was, I loved being at the Baltimore school. I love the flashback to Father Carmine. Brilliant idea by Will. It played so well into just the Jolly Caster Sloan interaction too. Loved it. As for me, Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. You can find me next on Friday on my channel doing a little Conan Age Undreamed Of starting at 12 to 2 Eastern, followed by some Firefly from 2 to 4. And then on Unmade Gaming, I believe Ozzy's in chat. I'm playing a Pug in Pugmire run by Ozzy on Unmade Gaming. I believe it's 1 to 4 Eastern time. And then premiering on the Greyhawk channel Saturday night at 9 is Valley of Soot and Skull, where I'm going to kill a lot of people a lot. And then on Sunday night, it is Project Athena from 7 to 9. Normally, I have Pulp Cthulhu Project Chronos on Saturdays from 2 to 4, but we're off because of charity this week. Also, I'm going to be on Nerdarchy tomorrow at 12, so there's that. Anyway, Atomic Cthulhu on Mondays, Tomes and Tentacles on Tuesdays, Flying in the Stars Tuesday evening on WebDM, all that great stuff. But make sure you're back here for this great stuff. Wednesdays 1 to 4. God bless everybody.
And Lindy.
Oh my gosh. I too was not expecting the slowed flashback, and I was like, don't cry. Don't cry, Lindy. It was very emotional, and I loved it. I got really into it. I loved seeing the backstory. The session was just great. Father Carmine's a badass. I felt really useless. I was like, fire, change the weather. I could throw something impeccably. None of these seem to be helping me right now. Let's just book it really slowly. But it was great. I loved it. I cannot wait till next week to see where we wind up. I'm sure it's going to be like a land of sunshine and rainbows and happiness. But you can find me in the meanwhile online at LaughLoveLindy on Twitch and Twitter. You can find me here every Wednesday for the most wonderful Call of Cthulhu ever. In 3 hours, I'll be back right after Warhammer for Star Wars RPG, which I'm super excited about. And then Thursdays, you can find me on WebDM's channel for Land Between Two Rivers. Friday, Grimjack's channel for 5 RPG. Saturday, for the same charity game, I'm going to be there as well. And then Saturday evening, I'm also going to be on Power Score RPG, doing a second part of a one-shot. And then Sundays, Grimjack's channel for Project Athena, Pulp Cthulhu. Then Tuesdays, Tomes and Tentacles, which is amazing and awesome, and I'm so excited to record more coming up here soon. And then Tuesday afternoons on the Greyhawk channel, 1 to 4, I'm DMing Vecna Lives. It is 2nd edition converted 5th edition little module, and it's really cool. Dawn's on that as well. And then Tuesday evening, my channel, Out of the Abyss. That's it. Okay, I do a lot.
Thank you, Lindy. And Dawn.
Yeah, I love this game. All of the characters are so good, and is so different from any of the other Cthulhu games we played. I really like. I didn't know if I would enjoy playing Lewis at first, but I'm getting into him. I'm really enjoying him. And the action scene at the end was awesome. Like the part of me that likes to shoot things, in games, felt bad about running away, but they had it. They were all right. It worked out okay. You can follow me on Twitter at Donathan Fry. That's where I share all the different shows and podcasts and everything that I'm up to. And yeah, do that.
Awesome. Thank you, Don. And Pruitt.
Let me tell you something, Will. My entire role-playing career, I always try to play the badass, the king, the hero, but Seth Penhollow is about as far from that as you could get, and I am loving it. It is so... Because here's the deal. You need people like Seth, so you know exactly who the heroes are, right? Like, oh, it's not him? Okay, there they are, right over there, right? So... I absolutely loved at the end how both Lewis and Seth run out mirroring each other's actions, much like the flashback with Jack and Jim, which, by the way, Don, we need to get together because I would love to play Jack and Jim going up a hill or whatever in the future. I'm Pruitt. I'm one half of WebDM. They're going to have a new show today. I don't give a shit. I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody. It's on Call of Cthulhu, so you should check out WebDM today because that's what our show is about. About to do some Warhammer, and then a little bit later we'll have some Saber Dice. Be sure to check out Land Between Two Rivers on our Twitch channel tomorrow night. I'll be back around again on Tuesday with Greg. Do some Starward Bound next week, and have some fun with some giant beasts. See what that's all about. But Will, you're spinning a great tale, and I'm happy to be part of it.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pretty big episode again here on Doors to Darkness, so I can only wait for next week with anticipation to see what on earth these guys are going to get up to next, and whatever machinations that Pool and the Symphony may be up to next week. But remember, my friends, you have sinned. The end is nigh. And until next time, try not to draw too many net ones. We're going to be laughing when you do. We'll see you in a few minutes for Warhammer Beneath Dark Boughs. Good night, my friends. Bye!